Everybody, good evening. I hope you are all well. My name is Meredith. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Meredith. I have I have some things that I really want to talk about. Um, so last night, we don't need to get into all the details right now, but last night I had to go to the ER, which is where you're supposed to go when you think you might be having a medical emergency. I'm pretty appalled at the treatment that I received in this ER, and I want to talk about it. Good evening, Miss Official Jamie. How you doing? Um, all right. So, yeah. So here's what's up. Um, Last night I thought I might be having a heart event. Um, I don't know how else to explain that, except it felt like I was having a heart event, and quite frankly, that's some scary shit. Very scary. So, Farmer Chad took me to the ER to get checked out. And first and foremost, I want to just say this. It felt like I was in freaking bizarro world. Just craziness. I've been away from the city for too long, I guess. I don't really know because it's all bright and it doesn't make sense. It's the middle of freaking night. Why is it all that bright and loud and all those things? All right. Second, I was pretty shocked. So as I entered the emergency room, and I haven't been there in a number of years. In fact, the last time I was in that emergency room is when um, I took my mother to the emergency room, and they took her away, and I was not able to see her for almost a month. So I don't like the ER to begin with. I'm not gonna like lie about that. I'm not even a fan of the entire medical system. Just the way it's set up. That's what I'm saying. All right. So first thing upon entering is everything was completely remodeled. All right, cool. But this killed me. I was like, why the hell do I have to go through a metal detector and talk to a security guard to get some medical attention? All right, number one. And here's my assumption. I ain't gonna lie. I think the whole vid thing happened and people lost their damn mind. Rightfully so. We should have lost our mind. In fact, I don't think we lost our mind enough. But I digress. So that's number one. Number two, there's a man in the waiting room screaming bloody fucking murder. Excuse my language, but I'm very upset about this. And you'll understand why I'm this upset in just a few minutes. So there's a man he's clearly having a psychological issue and he's freezing cold. That's very clear by what he's screaming out loud in the ER. So they take me to triage. This is where, y'all, this is a problem. We need to start changing some things because this ain't right. It just ain't right. So they take me back into triage. And the triage nurse, nice as she was as a person, she doesn't tell me what she's doing, which is weird. And I'm on the spectrum, and a lot of us, hey, Tamitha, hey, baby, a lot of us out there are on the spectrum in one way or another, and things can get pretty quickly overwhelming. Tamitha, you're about to hear some things you haven't heard. That's my friend Tamitha Maverdez. She's in the chat, y'all. Okay, so I get in there, and first thing this lady tells me she's gonna have to take blood. All right, that's cool. So she does all her stuff, but she's not just taking blood. She puts a catheter in my arm. And look, it ain't in a good spot. It's right here. It's like in the elbow. Here's the other one. See this? This is nonsense. Nonetheless, this ain't even the part that pisses me off. What pisses me off is this. I'm sitting in a chair in a triage with one door on my right and one door on my left. One leads into the actual emergency room, the back part, that mysterious place back there with all the damn curtains. And then the other one leads right into the lobby where I just came from. Neither one of these doors were shut. Tell me then why anyone in their right mind in the medical profession would think that it is okay to have someone in this kind of a situation and then take their dignity away from them by ripping my shirt up, having my tits out everywhere. Yeah, kids, I hope y'all ain't watching this because I'm saying some shit. So I'm tits out, this door's open, that door's not closed all the way. That man's out in the lobby screaming his head off because he wants help, he wants attention, and a lady walks in the room. This, what? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, it's right there. It's right next to me. You got my boobs out so you can attach these things. I'm trying to pull my shirt down. This lady's correcting me. This got to stop. Because this is what happens. You think that you're going into a place just to get some medical attention, and you're already scared. You're out of your element. You don't want to be there. Nobody wants to be at a hospital for any reason. There is nothing fun about that. None of it feels comfortable. Everything is loud. Lights are everywhere. People are talking. People are crying. People are in pain. People are all these things. Nobody needs this. So tell me why people in the ER, and I understand y'all deal with some crap. I totally get it. But why is it okay to do that to a human being? What part of making someone feel better and having a heart, I'm having a heart event, and you think it's okay to put me under that amount of stress and expose me to a bunch of damn strangers? No, sweetie, it's not. That is not okay. Think about what you're doing. Think about the fact that these people who don't feel well, that come to the ER, whether by ambulance or bringing themselves there, they legitimately need some kind of help. That help should not include being humiliated. That help should never make somebody feel like I'd rather go outside in the parking lot and die by myself than being here with this. Because this ain't cool. This ain't all right. We need to start speaking up about this. Here's what I did, which is really out of character for me, because I'm going to tell you right now, any other day of the week in my life, and I'd have punched this lady right in her fucking throat. Excuse my language yet again. I'm very upset about this. I really am. Because the humiliation just went on and on and on. But how does anyone think that someone is going to get better, or that their pulse rate might go down, or that their blood pressure is going to be sailing along smooth and just fine, when these are the ways that people are treated? It doesn't make sense. And I've had enough. I'm so done with this. Tamitha, please don't be alarmed. But I'm not sure I will ever go to a hospital again, no matter what is going on. I just can't put myself through it. And I feel so strongly that we the people have to understand that we have rights. Number one, we have the right to be treated like a human being. We have the right, no matter how sick we may or may not be, to remain holding on to dignity. Modesty should not have to go out of the window in this circumstance. This is not like I was out in the middle of a street and, had like injuries where I'm being thrown up on a gurney. So there's no excuse for this nonsense. And I think especially for a lot of women, we talk ourselves out of a lot of treatment that we maybe really should have. A lot of us we have heart attacks and die because we're telling ourselves we don't. Oh, it's not that. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. It's got to be the other thing. But once you go and do something like have an experience like this, like how much of a chance do you think you're really leaving for someone who may in the future actually have something like that happen, and knowing what they're going to go into? Do you think I'm going to ever come back? No, I won't. I don't even care how bad I feel. I ain't going back there. But I don't want this to keep on affecting other people. So I feel like I got to speak about this because we need to be aware. Number one, it's not okay. We can speak up. And I did. I was actually pretty nice about it, considering. Because it was not hold on. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me see what Tamitha said. Do vegans eat trees? Binkton, I couldn't answer that. I'm not a vegan. I'm a gigantic beef eater. Gigantic. If you fear a heart attack, you have to be willing to put your life first. Don't make me come over there. Come on over here, baby. I can't. I mean, I'll call an ambulance, but they can't take me back to that hospital again. It's just not okay. It's not okay. Just like putting a catheter in my arm without letting me know that she was putting a catheter in my arm and then trying to listen. Y'all, we need to understand something. Just because you are in a situation, medical situation, does not mean that you just have to accept the way things are. No, you don't. I promise you. She put this thing in my arm. It felt like my skin was ripping and burning, and it's in the crook of my arm where this particular vein is. And she takes the eighth vial of blood, and I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get this out now. And she said, oh no, that's got to stay in there. Now listen, the old Meredith would have let it stay in there. I probably would have left the hospital and ripped it out myself, but I'd have let it stay in there and I'd have sat there and quietly stewed over this. Don't do that. It has such a terrible effect on your body. But also, don't punch the triage nurse either. That's probably a really bad idea. And she's a person too. That's the part here that I never really could wrap my brain around in an emotional situation like that was before. She's a person too. I don't know how bad of a day she's had. I don't know if her boss just yelled at her. I don't know what that's all about, but I do know that I had a conversation with her. And I said, this can't stay in my arm, ma'am. It hurts really badly. It's burning. And she said, well, but see, we're probably going to have to take more blood and do a whole lot of testing. And I said, I understand that. We're going to have to find another way. It can't stay in my arm. So I had one little win last night. My boobs being shown to the whole world wasn't one of them. It was freaking humiliating. Anyway. If you know anybody who works in the medical field, please tell them to treat people like they're people. I know there's a lot of people in pain, especially that go to ERs. We have a lot of addiction out there. I get it. I do. But even if someone is in that seeking phase, that doesn't mean they don't need help. And it doesn't mean that they shouldn't retain their dignity because they're still a person. And the erosion of dignity is probably a large part of the addiction to begin with. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, hey, Mike. How are you doing, sweetie? Because rich don't profit, snooty. Yeah. Hey, Adam. Thank you, sweetie. That's the question. Let me go back. I have to go. Why does USA not want poor to have health care? Lord Snooty. Because it's a business. That's all it is. It's just a business. And the whole system is not set up for us to stay healthy. We get fed food that doesn't have actual nutrition in it, that has all kinds of things that are toxic to the human body. And then we have symptoms crop up and we are medicated with things that treat that symptom and give you 2 or 3 more, sometimes other ones downstream. It's just a whole hot mess. I mean, seriously. We got to start doing better. You're right, Timothy. We need to advocate for ourselves. I think the first place we need to advocate for ourselves is understanding that if you find yourself in a situation where you do need some emergency medical service, you're not under the rule of them. Just because a doctor said it, don't make it law. Doctors aren't God. You still know who you are. You still know how you feel as a person. And you still have the right, and I think responsibility, to negotiate better care for yourself. We cannot leave this to other people. There's no one on the face of this planet that cares about you more than you do. And if you're not caring about you right now, I'm so sorry for you. I love you. And I know that other people out there love you too. I don't have to meet you to have love and care for you. You deserve better treatment. Start with yourself. True story. Nobody can treat you well if you don't treat yourself well because you set the precedent. You draw the line in the sand. You determine your value. And no matter how poor you are, how sick you are, or what problems you have, you are entitled to being heard, to understanding what's going on, to being treated like a human, and to be able to retain your dignity. So, this is my call to action. For those in the medical community, especially those who work in emergency medicine, please remember, you took an oath to do no harm. Poor treatment of people is harmful. It's got to stop. We all deserve better. We all deserve better. Okay, that's the deal, y'all. Let me see what anybody. Definitely pick a different hospital. Foraging. Hi, good evening, sweetheart. It's so good to see you. I've been looking at your pictures and stuff, but I've been dealing with some things um for the past few days, which was precipitated by. Let me go ahead and throw this out there right now to you. I'm a plant medicine loving fool now, but I'm teaching myself. I'm 2 years into it. Let me just tell you, I made a really bad mistake. So now we're going to 3 nights ago. 3 nights ago, my lymph node in my neck started swelling up. And I had just learned my granddaughter has strep. Well, I was exposed to that. So I'm like, okay, hold on. I know I'm all vitamined up. All right, I got I'm as armed as I can be with food and supplements. But there's that. So, and I'm tired. So I'm just going to tell y'all the truth of the matter is this. I went in the kitchen and I made myself an herbal tea. It was echinacea and yarrow with a little mullein in it too. And typically, when I make any kind of an herbal tea, I'm making 4 cups of herbal tea. I'm tired. I don't, I'm not like feeling like I want to deal with this thing and I don't want to have strep throat at any point. So I rushed in the kitchen and I made myself 4 cups worth of tea using 1 cup of water. Let me tell you what happens. That stuff will make you feel so wired and shaky and oh my gosh, don't do it. It feels terrible and it really kind of kickstarted this whole event that has now finally completely resolved. Um, yeah, just don't do that. Just fair warning. Again, like I will tell y'all things that I've done, but I'm an expert about 0 things. I'm not. I'm an excellent researcher, but when things are going on in the brain, you might not be accessing all the files in your library. Okay, let me see. And I don't know about that. Let me go back down here. Sorry. Adam, thank you again. We have to advocate. Yes, ma'am, we do have to advocate for yourself. Did I find out what was wrong? Well, foraging. No, absolutely not. They can't tell me what's going on in my body because it's not something that matches the tests. But just in case anybody's worrying, Tamitha, love you, lady, but I promise you, I did have these tests. I have to read these test names because I don't know all of them. But they did a metabolic panel, CBC with differential. I don't know what this is. Extra light blue top. Another one I don't know. Extra SST tube. It's additional testing, but I can't tell you what they stand for. And they did a hepatic function panel as well as the lipase and the troponin, 2 different troponin tests, which is where they're looking for an enzyme that will be produced if you are having a heart attack. Also had chest x-rays, lung x-rays, and EKG with a 12 lead. So, because, that's, she pulled all my stuff and had my stuff all hanging out in the wind so she could put them things on me. She was in no hurry. Just, I don't want to get back fired up again. But really, that's not cool, man. Don't do that. You shouldn't expose people. That's just rude. It just is. Hey, Netta, how you doing? So, hold on. Mike says we're paying for it too. You don't let the plumber talk to me like doctors do. Right. Yeah. Well, and we do because we've all been trained. We've all been born into a system to be trained to think that doctors know it all, and they hardly know shit. True story. They know what they're trained in. It's very narrow. We are human beings. We're incredibly complicated. We have so many systems in our body that work alongside each other, and one can be a little off and then the other one will be affected by it. And everything's been in medicine, everything has been broken up into little parts and pieces, which is why there's a million different specialists, but not one person knows what the hell's actually going on. That's why I'm telling you, you are the person. You have got to make sure that, number one, you're being treated properly. And number two, that you understand what's going on. Ask questions, take notes, do all the things. The results of all these tests, by the way, I'm really healthy. Don't have a heart problem at all. But I do have a very sensitive vagus nerve reaction. I have a very sensitive vagus nerve. And, well, here comes something. Y'all don't know this because you're not looking all up in the inside of my mouth, but I don't actually have very many teeth. At the front of my mouth, I have teeth. The back of my mouth, I do not. That's from years of reflux that I didn't know anything about. So it will mess your teeth up. I ate a New York strip steak last night for dinner. That's not incredibly easy to chew when you have two molars total to chew with. And so it was so good. Okay, first of all, I haven't had a steak of any kind in so long. We've been eating hamburger for freaking 6 months. So this steak, A, I was excited. B, it tasted so good. And I ate it really quickly. Um, it'll it'll really kind of get stuck feeling in your esophagus above your stomach. And I was doing it so quickly. I was also swallowing a lot of air. So um, once all of that had a chance to, oops, excuse me, I'm not trying to flash y'all, I promise. Once all of that had a chance to work its way down, which did not finish doing its job until today, um, it was just a massive like whole area right here in my chest that it felt like somebody was stepping on me. Um, and it's scary. It's scary. If you have anything like this, eat. I mean, it doesn't matter how well you know yourself. If you start having a pain in your chestal area that feel, there's a lot of things you've heard it a million times. The whole pressure. Also, it kind of sounds like a squeezing or a warmth, and then we've all heard about it could potentially radiate, down the left arm or in your left jaw. It can kind of go through to your back and all that. But aside from all those things, just listen to your body. So if there's any chance at all that you can be having any kind of a heart issue, please seek medical help. Please, you cannot take care of that on your own. You just can't. Much as I would like to, there's times when I have to admit to myself I cannot necessarily address this with, just supplements or a steak. It's I do think they're really the answer to a lot of things, but repairing your body after, a long time of not being healthy, it takes time. Real health doesn't build overnight. Real health builds really slowly. It's on a cellular level, so it's just one cell at a time. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie is saying she's sorry that I had this experience. It sucked. It did suck. I ain't gonna lie. Thank you, Foraging. I do feel better. Thank you, Mike. It was a bummer. Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley. I so enjoyed your live last night, but after your live last night, I had to be taken to the ER. And I don't know how long you've been here, so I don't know how much of this you've heard. But if you haven't heard it, please go back and listen to it because I don't want to say it again because this is gonna get me fired up again. And I was saying some things that I don't necessarily say in mixed company, but they needed to be said. Let me see what's going on. You're being called by Tampa. You're probably gone already, and that's good. A huge bill. Yeah, Miss Shirley, I ain't gonna lie to you either. I have no idea what the hell. I will never be paying that bill. I will be filing for financial assistance. I don't have a job. I have zero income. I have no insurance. I will pay what I am able to pay, but I already know that's gonna be a crazy bill. I don't know what to tell you. I was trying to steer them, and I did steer them away from doing some things that were absolutely unnecessary. It's just, and this is what I mean though. You have to be the one who's in there advocating, not fighting. See, that's what I used to do. Fighting don't get you nowhere. Fighting will get you treated really badly or even, kicked out. You don't want to do that. Also, when you're fighting, you're not, in a level state of mind, and so you don't necessarily understand everything that's going on. But advocate for yourself. Even in those moments of crisis, try to breathe and focus. Don't let yourself be mistreated. It's just not going to help. And you shouldn't accept that kind of treatment. Seriously. If you accept treatment like that, here's the deal. You've marked down your own value. Don't do that. We're better than that. Okay, let me see who else said what here. Yeah, it was really scary. Mike says women have different symptoms from men too. Yes, they do. And we do. We do have more heart attacks because it's kind of a silent thing. And we so frequently tell ourselves that's not what's happening. And then, okay, look, I'm in the ER, right? All this is going on. Chad is there with me, clearly. And I guess as a female, I don't know. All I can think about is, oh my God, he's going to be so tired tomorrow. I don't want him feeling like that. Like, I wanted to leave in large part because I didn't want him missing that sleep. Because I didn't want him driving in the middle of the night like that, as tired as he was. Because we got home at 4 a.m. And that's typically when I get out of bed. So I've been off all day. Here, Jamie, really? So Jamie is down in Florida, and she said, here, if you say chest pain, you are kept for 3 days. I am so glad that that's not the case here. I never would have gone, ever. And also, wait, no, maybe I would have gone because I do understand, but it sounds like a sentence, right? And after the whole shutdown with the vid and all that crap, and having my mom have a medical issue come up, and then she was just like swept away, and we didn't see her for a month. Yeah, that'll give you pause. Because that sounds like a little prison sentence there. Like, I'm just trying to find out, am I dying? I ain't trying to hang out with y'all asses for all these days. No, 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 no. Oh, I don't know how you do it. Horrific. Yes. Yes, Netta. Horrific gas pressure buildup feels like a cardiac event. It absolutely. And you know what? That is the word. That is exactly the term that I used. I was like, I feel like I'm having a cardiac event. I didn't want to say heart attack because I, it wasn't. I don't know. It just that's just not what it was. But I didn't know exactly what it was, and frankly, I did not know this. They can't just tell you, yeah, you're having a heart attack. Like, they got to do these spaced out blood tests in order to do that. They can tell if you're in cardiac arrest, which is entirely a different thing. Anyway, the food system, I'm telling you. Hey, J3GS Farms, how are you this evening? Hey, 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 it's so good to see you here. You heard everything, Miss Shirley? I'm glad. Yeah, it's nonsense. It is. I won't ever go back again to that hospital. I mean, if I better be dead if I'm there, truthfully. And it doesn't help. That is the same hospital both my mother and my father died in. Yeah, so I feel wonderful about that place. Truly. No, I don't. No, I don't. I can't stand it, y'all. I quit the whole system. Hold on. I don't want to lie. I think it was 3 years ago. It was right at 3 years ago that I quit the entire system. I was so tired of it. I had to go to all kinds of doctors and specialists all the time, and I was getting scans and tests for this, that, the other thing, and I had everything. I mean, and I don't have any of them now, which is evidenced by my test results. I could not believe it. I was really expecting something to be wrong. Anyway, okay, hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm not missing nobody. Miss Shirley, she says I had to. Oh, and you had surgery recently too. I had to advocate for myself, and they found a blood clot in my calf that's still there. Okay, so okay, it was probably what you're telling them that you're feeling a pain or discomfort or something, and they just don't want to believe you. Like, see, that's what I mean. You can't just dismiss people. Oh, and again, people in emergency medicine, the ones that are out there, not all of them. Some people really, they have this down pat, and they're very good and understand with people. But there are other folks that look. You don't know how bad you can mess somebody up by mistreating them, or dismissing them is also mistreatment. Like, not everybody's seeking drugs, you know. Like, seriously, people don't just necessarily complain about things because they want something. They want answers. There are some people who might want that, but mostly people just want answers. And that's not cool. You shouldn't have to fight for your health like that. If that system is in place, it's supposed to help us be healthy and keep us alive. Why is it such a fight? I just think it's nonsense, y'all. 3 days. Yeah. Well, a total of 3 days. Um, because that crap the other night, Mike, it was like an 8 ball. That level of very fast, crazy. It's a vascular response that stuff will give you. In Yarrow, is a diaphoretic. These things can cause reactions in you. Don't ever mix those two. Don't make them. Trust me, it's just take them separate. Use them separate. Don't do them together. But more importantly, make sure you know what you're doing. Measure properly, because what I did was way too much. Way, way, way too much. However, on the bonus side, no strep, no symptoms of any kind. Like, the next morning, it was all gone already. So I'm glad about that. Jamie, are you saying when you had a muscle pull in your chest, they kept you for 3 days? See, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Boy, I was in the AR for like 4 hours. I can't imagine what 3 days, what that bill would look like. Wow. And I mean, I guess somebody is trying to, use an abundance of caution with you, but okay, hold on. Mike, you said at Mike's Chaotic Gardening. By the way, dude, I love your videos. I really love your videos. Okay. They believe myths like people of color tolerate. Oh, I know that's right. I know that is right. And that is straight bullshit. That is nonsense. How does the color of your skin or the origin of your DNA have anything at all to do with your ability to handle or not handle pain? That is nonsense. Like, those are the same morons that thought slavery was a good idea. No. We're all people. We all have rights. Listen to what we say. And maybe we'll stop losing our damn minds. I don't know. Just a thought. Just throwing it out there. Hold on. Oh yeah, about the drug seeking. Yeah, and not just them. It's like anybody. It is a money grab. Jamie, yeah. And you had insurance. Yeah. It is a money grab. See? Mm-mm. Honestly. If I had the ability to, I would disassemble the whole freaking medical system and put it back together. I mean, not so fragmented. That's what I think. That's like the biggest issue in the whole entire medical system is that everything is divided off into all these specialties and subspecialties, and nobody has a clue the overall idea. It just doesn't make no sense. Hey, Farmer Chaz, how you doing, honey? Hey, Paul Zilla. I was talking about my visit to the ER last night and how people shouldn't be treated the way that I was treated. I'm not going to go into all the details again because I'm going to wrap it up. I'm really tired. It's been a really weird week. This whole week feels like it's because, well, for number one, it's a Prime week, and when Amazon has Prime week, Meredith and her son have to get up super extra early and have crazy long days. So when you had your oh really, Mike says when I had great insurance, I was treated like a king. Yep, I remember. I used to have really, really good insurance too, and you're not wrong. Oh yeah, or I thought I was being treated like a queen. Frankly, I feel like they just used every possible test they could think of on me. Just nonsense. A la carte medical treatment. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. It to me, it doesn't make any sense. Because here's why. Even separating mental health from physical health, that doesn't make sense to me. We are one organism. Every single thing has an effect on every single other thing. I think that's where, it really started to fall apart within the system itself, is when everything started getting so split apart the way that it is. But I think that the vid and the shutdown and all the shit that we had to, or felt like we had to accept, that was shoved down our throats, has made a lot of us more cautious about questioning anything about it. And I hate to tell you, but I think that's absolutely the wrong thing. We need to be talking about it more. We need to I hate to say it because I don't mean this in a actual like aggressive way, but we have to fight for our own rights. Apparently every one of them now. But right now I'm just talking about in the medical treatment way. Hold on. What did you say? Because before, hold up, wait. What? Former chest. You work corporate for a hospital. When you go, you're VIP, right? That. Mm. Because before it was never like that. Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that, and that's what I'm saying. This is just nonsense. It. Mm-mm. Mike says they try to test me for everything. Offer heated blankets. Charge $100 for a box of tissues you never used. Oh hell no! And that's funny because you mentioned heated blankets. Listen, y'all. Last night at this ER, the man in the waiting room who was having such a emotional outburst really loudly for a very long time, one of his chief complaints was that he was so cold. Well, while I'm in that triage room, tits out, um, a lady comes in the door. This is the whole thing with the door opening out into the lobby and me being exposed to everybody I don't know, which is not okay. She's going, oh boy, they want blankets. We don't have no blankets. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what did you just say? This hospital is not small, y'all. Big ass hospital, and y'all don't have enough blankets to to make sure every available bed can have a blanket? Because that was what was going on. Are you like what? This is not nice. This is not okay. Mm-mm. Okay, hold on. You're extremely tired, Paul. It's been a bad week for you too. $100 is crazy. Yeah, Mike. Not cool. All right, and so I think that I have gotten my point across. Um, mm, don't just accept the treatment that you're given. I mean, don't just take it and don't just go along and do because you think these people are some sort of an authority. They're not. They have no rule over you. They cannot keep you there. I don't give a damn what they say. They cannot keep you there. And oh, and AMA, even AMA, they want you to sign a thing. Well, they better hurry up. You might have to chase me to the parking lot. I am not sticking around and giving you one more minute of my time if this time I'm gonna be treated. It's not gonna happen. Just yeah. Hey, Farmer Marshall, how are you tonight? Y'all, this is not my usual thing. I don't usually talk about anything like this, but it needs to be talked about. That was not cool, and it is messed up. It is messed up because if I were to actually at this point be having some sort of a cardiac event, chances are I'm going to die from it because of the way I was just treated. And I know for a fact it's not only me, and it's a lot of women. We don't get treated like we care about ourselves. That's not that's not nice. That's not how you're supposed to treat other human beings either. It's just not. Hey, Gwee, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, y'all. Yeah, I just have had I've had it with this crap. Um, y'all all know me, and you know, like one of my things is that I urge everybody to love themselves and be kind to each other. I really do mean that. And loving yourself is going to be the most important part of turning what we can turn around. Um, and again, just I don't want anyone to think as angry and as upset about some of the things that happened are. I don't want anyone to think that I would ever tell another person, advise another. I do not advise anyone who feels like they might be having any kind of a cardiac event, no matter what. Please get seen. Please get seen by somebody. And you know what? If it ends up that you just needed to fart really bad, that's cool. You're alive. Just saying. Because a lot of us, we just don't. We don't. Because we think about those things. We're like, oh, I don't want it because of that. But you don't know. You don't know. Okay, hold on a second. Gui, you're doing good. Oh, I'm sorry. You must be. Hey, Tina Marie. She's one of the most beautiful girls in the world, y'all. She really is. Netta. Netta says, when my patients would threaten to leave, I would think, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm getting the AMA for. I understand. I do understand, Netta. Um, and I hope you can understand where I'm coming from too, because there does come a point I think with a lot of people where you just don't feel like you're actually getting help, and then you feel like you're being held against your will. It doesn't necessarily happen often, but I'm just letting people know that before it even gets to that, if you are in that situation and you do feel like I don't care what's going on, I want to leave, start communicating that as early as possible so that it doesn't just build up inside of you to the point where you are ready to just run out. Because nobody wants to pick your dead body up in the parking lot. I mean, it's really inconvenient, right? Like, I'm just saying. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, and Miss Shirley's saying, hey to everybody. Okay, y'all. I'm not stressed out. I feel like I shared everything that I feel is really important at this time to get out there. Um, I hope y'all are feeling good and that nobody's feeling any kind of discomfort in their chest. It is not fun. It is very, very scary. And sorry, I'm just making sure I don't miss anything that y'all were trying to say. Um, so I guess, yeah, bottom line, love yourself, know yourself, know that you are your number one defense. You've got to communicate. There's no need to just snap at anybody. Try to communicate and understand that even in the middle of a medical emergency that you are entitled to being treated with decency. You should not be stripped of your dignity because you need medical care. That's just never going to be okay under any circumstance ever. And I also want to say that nobody in the lobby needed to see that. That could have really scared some children. I'm older. These don't, sit up. No. Anyway, I'm going to get some rest, y'all. I'm about to go to bed. Oh, wow. I've been up here way longer than I thought I would. I'm really glad I got to talk to you guys tonight, though. And I hope you really have listened in case you don't already feel this way. And then people like Netta, y'all, and Netta's an amazing lady. I've never been treated by her, but I do feel like she really is a well-rounded human being. She's not walking around, kind of messed up in the head or anything like that. And this could be happening to people in the medical profession also. They do have very stressful jobs. I wouldn't deny that for 1 second. That's a lot of human pain. I couldn't expose myself to it. I couldn't. But again, that's still no reason to treat people like they don't have a right to privacy or dignity. Like public nudity, that's not cool. It's not all right. It just ain't. All right, you guys. Have a really good night. I hope you rest well. I hope everybody has a great weekend too. I intend to have a great weekend. If anything else happens like this, I will definitely let you guys know. I almost went live from the ER last night, but I was like, wait, no, there'll be a lot of paperwork I have to sign. So I didn't do that. But I'm glad I got to speak with you guys. Please take care of yourself. Love each other. Get your rest. Take care of your gardens too. Cold weather's coming. Have a great night. I love you guys. I do. I'll see you next time.